Have you ever wished that you could be able to take what you're feeling and put it on paper or canvas? Well, like many of you, I could wish for that, but the best I could do is sit here and talk a little bit with Jordana Klein in her studio here in Beit Shemesh. And I'd love for you guys to join the conversation with Jordana. So if you have a question, comment below. And if you see down below, we have a contest, which we'll discuss later. Okay, it's High Energy Mom, and we are here in Beit Shemesh with Jordana Klein, art from Jerusalem.
Correct.
Jordana, I want all of Facebook Live, all of the world to get to know you and get to know your art pieces a little bit, because I'm lucky I have. Okay. Tell me, let's get started here, Jordana.
Okay.
I even wrote some questions. Okay. Jordana, starting simply, why do you do what you do?
Because I have to. Because we all have emotions, we all have souls, we all have experiences, and we all process them differently. And part of the way I process them is to express them in my art. And I found that through the years, it keeps me mentally stable, and it creates all different kinds of art. If anybody asks what style my art is, there's no answer, because there are lots of different styles, because there are lots of different emotions, and because I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, I'm not even the same person I was yesterday.
And I noticed you have a new hairstyle.
I have a new hairstyle. Today it's blue, because everything is constantly changing, and so that's, my art is changing, I'm changing, and it is a part of my development as a person.
Tell us a little bit, how do you work? Like, is this the room you work in? How do you work?
Well, this is now the room that I work in. My favorite place was, I was working in a gallery in the old city. They had artists come into the gallery and paint there. And that was an incredibly spiritual experience. I had no idea it was going to be that way, but it affected my artwork a lot. There was a lot more spirituality coming into my art that I was doing at the time, and it still continues to this day. Now I do it here in my home. I've got it all set up. I've got a mixture of my studio along with my shop, which is behind us, which is where I sell my Judaica, and it's all on display.
And online.
And online, correct.
And on the High Energy Mom website, but we'll discuss sales later.
Right.
Tell me about your background, because when I walked in, turns out we had a connection, which is that, you know, everyone has a path and background, and it turns out we connected a little bit. But what's your background in the art world and in Judaica?
Okay, so my background doesn't just include art. When I went to college, I majored in political science, and I worked in banking. I was a vice president in, I worked at Bank Leumi and Republican National Bank, and I got a master's degree in international affairs in banking and finance, because I am a very right brain and left brain person. There's no separation. They're both equally weighted in my brain, which is fabulous as an artist, because I'm bringing in everything from the things that a lot of artists aren't exposed to. From the business world gives me emotion. The reason I went into the business world is I like the intellectual stimulation in addition to the artistic stimulation. And I didn't want to compromise my art. If you go into an art field, you usually are a graphic artist or an illustrator or whatever, and my art needed to be mine. As I said before, it was my emotions, it's who I am, it's not who you want on your brochure. Then after my third child was born, I painted throughout. After my third child was born, I was able to set up a studio again, and I took a course at the Israel Museum, and the teacher said, "Why aren't you selling your art?" So I said, "Okay, I'll sell my art." And it went really well. So I had the occasional part-time job, but that had nothing to do with art. And then it got to the point where actually I was earning enough money off of the art, and I had enough life experience to have so much to translate into the art that I was able to do it full time. But that's not all of who I am, but all of who I am does come through in my art.
What do you think is integral to the work of an artist?
Soul.
Ooh. And what role does the artist have in society?
That is a very good question. What role does the artist have in society? I personally don't feel that the artist has a role in society. I feel that my art has a role in society. I think my art is my tool of communication. You could write a book, you could movie, TV show. You obviously want it aired so people will experience it. One of the most incredible things about Facebook and the internet is that people get to see my art. Because more important than selling is sharing it, experiencing it. I said that soul is what an artist needs, and I get responses from people who see my art, and it's all about how they see that it touches my soul, and it's inspired by my soul, and it touches their soul. So art serves a purpose to humans. It gives you a place to feel things in different ways. It gives you a way to experience the thoughts and feelings of another person in a very different way than if you read it in a book. And it makes the world pretty.
Well, I called you on Motzei Shabbat because I told you that I had displayed one of your art
Right.
Judaica pieces,
Right.
which I want to go into afterwards, the connection. And people kept coming up to me and saying, where did, there was other things going on,
Right.
and our house was just designed, and people were coming up to me and saying to me, this piece struck them, and every person sees it differently.
Right.
And the vibrant colors, and it was almost on fire, which is,
Right.
a different
Right.
analogy. But it was that people kept coming and saying it was so meaningful to them to see that piece.
Right.
So, I was very excited to tell you that.
So I'll tell you why, though, I think. First of all, my art is very colorful and very alive. I'm an intense person. I live life and feel my emotions strongly, and that comes out through my artwork. And all the positivity comes through. It's all the bright colors, but they're designed in a way it's not very realistic. It's not like someone's looking at a photograph, and it's not totally abstract where you have no idea what it is and you can make up any meaning you want, but it gives you some sort of idea of what's going on. To different extents, it's realistic or not. But there's a pulsing life in everything I do. And if I made a painting that didn't have that, I would just paint over it. So what the people are reacting to are two things. First of all, my Judaica is unique in the sense that it's not graphic-based Judaica like you usually have a graphic artist make it on. My Judaica is my fine art that sells for thousands of dollars, printed in a Judaica format that you could then buy. So they're seeing that it's fine art. They're seeing that the way I put the text and letters together and which images I choose to do it with creates a new type of art. And it's something they've never seen before. To the best of my knowledge, it hasn't been done before. And the ability to print down glass also adds something very vibrant to it, which is why it's now the time for me to do it. In fact, I was going to print my blessings on canvas, and I might just limit it to glass because the glass is so alive and reflective and just gives that powerful feeling. So I really think that that's what they were reacting to.
Okay, you began to mention this. So you have fine art.
Yes.
Is this an example?
Yes.
Okay, so this example of fine art that I would be dying to hang on my wall, but sadly, right now,
Right.
it is out of my price budget. But you can still bring this into my home.
Correct. Actually, what's interesting about this is that this piece was part of my development towards making Judaica. Okay, I got to the point where I didn't just want it to be an image. I wanted my art to be a little more interactive. I wanted my art to be the image and the space around it. And in fact, I started painting not the image, but only the space around it. Then I moved on to painting on glass. I don't know if you could see, but this is see-through glass.
Yeah.
There's just some stuff behind it. And I left all the negative space, all the open areas, so you see the wall behind it, the air behind it, whatever you want behind it. Then I started painting on mirrors so that you became part of the experience. You are seen within the art. Then I said, okay, I made it interactive with the person. I've done things about Judaism. I've done paintings about getting married, about bar mitzvahs, whatever. But I was never part of it. So how could I become a part of the Jewish experience, bring it into people's lives, not just on the walls? So I started with creating personalized ktubot on my art, and then moved on to glass challah trays that have my art on it, that are then not just part of your wedding experience, but they're part of your every Shabbat experience.
Right.
So that was important to me. It's not just that you could get my art for less money.
That's an advantage too.
Which is a big.
That's helpful too.
Which is very helpful, and it makes great gifts as well as buying for yourself. But also, it becomes part of your life.
Right.
And that was my goal with the Judaica.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the Judaica. Here, you sit. I'm going to bring you the pieces. So one of the big things that I see you're doing is with the challah covers.
Right.
Challah covers and challah trays. So this piece here,
yes,
started off how?
This started off as a painting.
Okay.
As a very large painting, actually. And it was a very new design of mine. I don't know if you can see it, if I'm holding it up high enough. I got tired of doing more serious things. This was still while I was in the gallery, and I wanted to show something spiritual and old city, but with a lot more fun.
Yes, that is very
And
nice.
I wanted to challenge myself to break all of the rules that I always follow. Where things belong and what color things should be. And so I've got the old city walls. I've got the music of prayer that goes in it. I've got the talit of prayer, 2 challahs in there, and the hands lighting the candles. And it turns out to be a lot of fun and very attractive. And this is actually my bestseller from the challah trays, which surprised me.
Yes, I of course want to take this home with me.
Yes. I thought people would go for some of the more traditional ones, but this is just so much fun that people love it. And I have designed 45 challah covers, a few that match each of every tray has a coordinating.
Hold on, I have it.
Cover or two.
Okay, right here. Okay, so this is the coordinating color for this. This is stunning.
Right. So this is one.
I mean, I have a very female household, but you think this is also. I have 3 girls. So we like this. Let me put it back in the bag. And I see you also are doing the knives. What color knife, Jordana, should I show with it?
I use a turquoise knife.
Okay.
Turquoise.
I like the turquoise.
This is the one I use every week.
Okay. And then you're selling this with a knife also in
So
Judaica.
I sell it with a knife,
like
and the
that.
knife comes with a stand.
I like one-stop shopping. So
Some of the stands actually are very interesting. They have salt and pepper shakers within the stand. And some of the stands are pomegranates, which go very well with my pomegranate picture.
And all this is available on your website.
On my
and
website.
It's going to be on the High Energy Mom website. So it's going to be starting soon. Jordana, I wanted to, here, let me take this back from you, but show it again. Tell everyone about the contest. Do you remember it? We put up below, we put up 2 challah boards. We put up this one and the second one. I'll go show the second one.
Second one is Shabbat table.
Hold on, I'm going to get it.
In a very different style.
Okay, this is Shabbat table. And there's a contest that Jordana is offering. And you should, in the poll, choose which print you like the best.
For the challah cover, not the challah
For a
tray.
chance to win a challah cover.
Show that you want to show the challah
Yes,
cover?
yes.
No, it's
Okay,
the red one
so
over there.
comment below on which one you like. Are you this print or are you this print? Oh, I like this. This is a hard choice, Jordana, I want them both. Do you think I could have like one for every Shabbos of the month?
Well, I think that you have a lot of friends and you probably give a lot of gifts. And they're wonderful gifts to give when you go visit someone for a Shabbat meal.
But I like every one. Oh, sorry. Maybe this is like for the Chagim. You could have one. Okay, so again, you're choosing which print do you like the best for a chance to win a challah cover. Okay, Jordana, I want to ask you one last question.
Okay.
And then we're going to, hold on, let me put everything back. I don't want anything to break.
I make the high energy mom do the energy stuff.
Yes. Okay. Jordana, where's my little notes? Because I wrote the question very nicely. Okay, this is a very hard question.
Yes.
Because I can't even decide and I didn't even make one. Okay, Jordana, which is your favorite piece and why? I'll get it for you.
Okay, wait. Which is your favorite daughter?
And my one son. No.
Which is your favorite child?
No favorite children.
Exactly.
They're all wonderful.
Exactly.
Especially the bat mitzvah one. Okay.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as my favorite piece.
Fine, Jordana, then maybe you'll explain to me about the ladies here in white. Because to me, they look like these are, Jordana, just if you could just move over, because will you tell me, you selected this picture to be in our background today, or this stays with you all the time in the background?
I did actually put it up here for today. I find that it's interesting. One of the things that I never did was paint girls at the kotel. For some reason, I always defaulted to painting men. First of all, they're fun because I love painting a talit. So that was like great. And then, I don't know, men never offend anybody and I just never thought of it. And this Haredi guy said to me, why don't you ever paint women at the kotel? And I said, that's a great idea. So I decided to paint, these are actually girls at the kotel. I was in the middle of doing my glass series, so I did that. And because I'm doing a spiritual painting, and I'm not showing a particular person or a particular event, I'm showing a feeling of spirituality that lasts throughout the entire time that the kotel existed. The girls they're not ghosts, they just represent every girl that has been and every girl that will be.
Oh, I see that now. Okay, I get it now. Okay, because I remember seeing this last time, and I was like thinking about it, and then today I was like, oh, this ghost, but you're right, it's a past, present, future. Ooh, I like that. Okay, oh, that's a good one. Jordana, tell us a little bit about the new project you're working on with the blessings, with the brachot.
Okay, so the next step after finishing the challah trays was to find new ways to create more Judaica. And I am taking my art, I'm choosing the pieces that are most suited to have text on them and designing a whole bunch of different ways to present the blessings. I have blessings for the home, I have in Hebrew and I have in English, and I have Hatikva, and I have any blessing you want, I probably have or can do custom. I do custom blessings. I also offer to customize the challah trays if you want to add the family name or something. We could do that. You can pick particular pictures of mine and email me and see if I can make that into a blessing or a tray or whatever it is that you're looking for. And I would love your feedback because I had so much fun making the blessings that I designed 150 of them. And I can't put 150 on my website because I think people would just get really overwhelmed. So I'm actually looking to hear back from you at my website or Facebook, Jordana Klein, or through Yocheved High Energy Mom.
Woo!
Which are the ones that really speak to you. Those are the ones that you say, I would love to have that on the wall. I would feel comfortable giving that as a gift to anybody. And then I know the ones that I don't get the positive feedback on, I start to winnow out. And if anybody has suggestions for one that I haven't done, I'm also open to that because I love challenges. I love developing new things. I love making custom paintings as well. Anything that can be made, I love doing.
And you could tell. And you know what? You could tell in the artwork and in the way you describe it. And Jordana, I've heard every time I hear you explain your art and explain your passion, it's in a different light, and it's so meaningful to those of us that, as I said before, really cannot do this. who stopped artwork a long time ago. So thank you, and it's very exciting. And
I should also
yes.
say that my art is also exhibited in a new gallery that opened in Jerusalem.
Yes, I saw you.
Lavi and Rose. It's on Yafo Street, I think.
All right, we're gonna put the address up. So if you're traveling in Jerusalem, you can check into the art gallery.
We had a big opening the other night. It was great. There was 100 people. There was a harpist. About
Awesome.
80% of the art there was mine, so it felt
Wow.
extra good. So you should check it out there as well.
We'll link to they have a website, but we'll link to them and give the address also.
Perfect.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, Facebook Live, for joining us. Art from Jerusalem,
Exactly.
Jordana Klein. And don't forget to, first of all, like Jordana's page. Follow Jordana, because she has constantly new things coming out, and it's dependent, I love what you said, it's dependent on the audience and on what they want. So guys, jump on, follow, and like Jordana's page and her website, Art from Jerusalem. We'll link it. Share this video with your friends that want to learn all about the inner workings of an artist from Jerusalem. Or from Oceanside, but we won't, that's for the next video. The contest is as follows. There's a poll up. Which of the prints do you like better? Click which one you like better. Comment below why you like this one better. And Jordana and I will choose next week one of you to win a challah cover, a stunning challah cover, because either of them are so stunning, but the one that you chose, you will win. We will be announcing the pre-Hanukkah shows. We're throwing some in, Jordana, because everyone has to. I think I must. After everyone saw the Isha Chayil piece in my house, they're like, when are you selling it? I'm like, okay, we're working on it. So we're working on a date for that. But you should, again, follow Jordana Klein, Art from Jerusalem. You should enter the contest. You should visit the gallery. It's a lot of work today. Visit the gallery and comment below with more things that you want to hear from Jordana, because I'd like to do this on a regular basis.
Sure.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Jordana, you'll do the sign off while I close it down.
Thank you for joining us.